On a recent business trip to Las Vegas, I stayed at the 5-star hotel, the Trump International Hotel, for 5 nights. In my room tour video that I already did, some of you asked why I would stay at a Trump property. And the reason I picked this hotel was purely non-political. It was one of the few luxury hotels on the Strip that didn't have a casino, completely smoke-free, and a very large pool that I could swim laps in. Yes, I am an avid swimmer. And plus, my company was paying for it, so I could splurge a little bit. If you factor in Treasure Island's amenity fees, it actually is roughly the same price as this, which is kind of wild. So in this video, I'll be giving an in-depth tour of the facilities and the amenities. Starting off with the exterior, this hotel is also known as the Trump Tower because it literally towers over everything. And from a distance, it's just this bright, glistening gold tower located across from the Fashion Show Mall. It's also very close to the main Las Vegas Boulevard of the Strip and close to the center where most things are happening anyways. We'll see the recurring theme of gold because you'll find it literally everywhere in this hotel. Even this stop sign is gold gilded with a T symbol in it. There's only one main entrance to the Trump Tower, and it's right here in the front where doorman will greet you and also valet your car, which is complimentary, and that's the only option that you get, no self-parking. You can see the garage opening right there towards the right. But pulling up, you can see there is a little bit of seating for you to wait, and there's multi-lanes so that you can have some through traffic and also some waiting traffic. And even in this outdoor space, you can see there are lined gold chandeliers in the middle there. Walking through those auto-rotating doors, you will be greeted with the gold-gilded and glistening pillars and chandeliers of the lobby. To the left, you'll find the check-in counters, the bell desk, which is located close to the front right here, who will be mainly in charge of hotel services like valet, luggage services, and other errands. In the later hours, they're not always staffed, but you can find some pamphlets or brochures or booklets that you can pick up yourself. On the other side of the room towards the elevators, when you walk in, you can find the concierge desk where they can help you book some services including like Jeep or even helicopter rides, or learn about how you can own one of the penthouses in this building. To the left here, you'll find the checkout desk, or you can also use the gold gilded express checkout mailbox. Over to the right when you first walk in is the restaurant area, and you can see their menu, which changes throughout the day up front. You're not really able to go into this area unless you're actually going to be dining there, so this is as far as I went since I didn't actually eat a meal here. But you can see they do have a bar there over there towards the left, of course more chandeliers and some TVs you can watch. Notice that there really isn't any seating in this lobby. I'm assuming this is on purpose, so to prevent people from loitering. But if we walk towards the elevators, which is straight through the middle here, you'll find some chairs littered throughout. To the right, you'll find an area that's for just breakfast only setup. It will pop up during the early hours in the morning. It's just your typical American breakfast items. There's some grab to go, fruit bars, juices, pastries, drinks, coffees, all you can expect at an elevated price. And then to the left, you'll find the Trump store, which opens as early as 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. on most days, except Fridays and Saturdays, where it closes at midnight. If you're curious what you can find here, well, it is mostly Trump-branded stuff, including a lot of Trump-branded clothing, from hats to shirts, pants, pajamas, teddy bears, and swimwear. Flip-flops. There's also some kind of more unique souvenir items, including tumblers, playing cards, which this black and white deck is already $15, plus bobbleheads of the DJ Trump. I'm definitely not a Trump supporter, but in case viewers who are watching this are interested in what else this store has to offer, I mean, if you really like Trump, I mean, they have magnets in the shape of gold bars, all sorts of keychains. There are ones that don't have Trump on it, that are just purely Las Vegas if you're needing to get a souvenir before you run out. And actually some of these souvenirs, especially these Las Vegas magnets, are actually on the cheaper side. Like here's a pretty nice pocket mirror. You're also able to pick up some more functional items, including electronics, sunglasses, Glasses, mugs, some food items and beverages, snacks, chocolates wrapped in, you guess, gold, wine, various beverages, and I'm surprised to see that there's actually some breakfast cereal in here, and you can also pick up some sundries on this wall. But moving onwards, if you keep on walking towards the elevator, but just before, you'll find gentlemen and ladies' restrooms, and they are all clad in, you guess, gold and stone everywhere, from the floors, the walls, to the vanities, to even the trash can. Now, to access the upper floors, you have to get through the doorman, which you first actually have to tap your hotel key card to get through. And there are kind of two wings. Over here to the left, there's one ATM. There's also another ATM on the other side. But as I mentioned before, you can actually own a penthouse here, so there are actually mail rooms right here on the lower level. Nothing too spectacular here. You can see it's just individually small mailboxes, and I assume that any larger size packages, they'll either fit in these larger mailboxes or maybe they hold it at the desk. But moving back towards the elevators, there's actually 3 sets of elevators. There are ones for floors 18 to 34, 34 to 52, and 52 to 64. Each sets of elevators have between 3 to 4 elevators, so you're never really waiting very long at all for one. All elevators are able to access, of course, the lobby and also the pool fitness spa level. And since you already tapped your key card earlier, you don't have to tap it again to access any of the floors within the elevator. Elevators, you get the feeling that it's well maintained and they move lightning fast up to the upper floors. When you land on your floor, you'll have 2 directions you can go. You're basically in the center of the floor, so all the rooms are on the outer circle. And since I'm on the top floor, the 64th floor, you see these are all suites. I can imagine somebody probably has a penthouse up here low-key. And between 6409 and 6407 is the Empire Suite, which I imagine is probably the biggest room available. Now, every floor still has the basic hotel amenities, including a telephone for emergencies near the elevators and also an ice room. We're not going to take a peek of the rooms in this particular video because I've already done a whole separate room tour video on my channel. You can check that out. But overall impressions of the hallways, it's super warm and welcoming and bright. But now let's move on to the most interesting floor, and of course that is the pool, spa, salon, fitness, and meeting room floor. When you first exit the elevators, on one side you can find the spa, which is only open from 10 to 3 on Mondays, off Tuesdays, and then 9 to 5 Wednesday through Sunday. And if you do stay here, upon check-in you're given a little bit of a coupon credit that you can use. Not only do they offer facials, massages, but they also have salon services. Then the majority of this floor is actually meeting rooms of various sizes. So right near the elevators, the north deck, the first room to the right is the Trump boardroom. And most of the time these doors are locked unless there's something happening in it, and I so happened to be able to drop in when the room was unoccupied. It looks like somebody just wrapped up here. You can take a look at what the seating arrangement looks like in the Trump boardroom. But down the hall, there are a few bigger meeting rooms. And at the very end of this hallway is actually the restrooms. And it's kind of interesting because you open the door and there are additional doors to lead to the actual men and women restrooms plus water fountains just outside of that. The inside of these restrooms is just exactly like the ones in the lobby. Marble floors and gold gilding everywhere. Now here's a trick. Normally, after certain hours, the main doors leading to the north deck is locked. But if you go through these bathroom doors, there's another door that leads actually outside and it is never locked. So you're able to enjoy this night outside space all on your own. This level is still actually on the lower side. You can see just how many more floors there are above this. but it still offers a very nice vantage point, so you can see the nearby hotels, the Wynn, the Encore, and the Hilton Vacations right there. And there are a lot of nice palm trees and plants scattered throughout this area. And from the outside, you're actually able to technically see into the inside meeting rooms. Like here's the inside of the Madison room. You can kind of see the rough size and the current layout. And then the other meeting room was the Broadway. You can see that they are all not particularly big, so there are no ballroom sized meeting rooms in this hotel. All of them I was able to get a peek in through except the Trump boardroom. So luckily I was able to show you that a little bit earlier. But during the day when it's open, it's really quite nice and peaceful. I can also see this as a nice outdoor function area if you have large gatherings, you want to go outside, the meeting rooms. You can see they're kind of benches and sectioned off areas. Again, love those palm trees and the plants here. There's also a small little restaurant or shop right off the pool deck area on this level called H2O. But when I was there, it looks like it was under renovation or something, so unfortunately I wasn't able to try it out. Nearby is the fitness center, which you can easily see from when you get off the elevators. It's open 24/7, no need for keycard access. You can pick up a towel right in the front there, and also close by are wipes and a trash can, hand sanitizer, and the rules for the fitness center. And I find it funny that they had to add a sign to ask people to leave the gym equipment in the gym. But here's where your $25 to $35 amenity fees is coming into play. They have all sorts of top of the line equipment, including machines, a bench press station, Peloton bikes, with open space between equipment for yoga mats, strength training with this rack of dumbbells, which range from 5 pounds all the way up to 75 pounds. There are also plenty of different weighted medicine balls and yoga equipment. The ball, a block, and resistance band. There's even a waist belt for strength training. Then over here there is a multi-pulley station for various different targeted muscle areas. All the strength and non-cardio equipment can be found on the right hand side and towards the middle of the gym. Like here is the tricep press in the middle. Then on the left side facing the windows are all your cardio equipment, including ellipticals, steppers, and a Stairmaster, plus a handful of treadmills. And back towards the middle you see there are more machines once again, like this shoulder press, pectoral fly, chest press. And then we're back towards the entrance where you'll find wipes and then a big trash can to throw away those wipes, and the most advanced water dispensing station I've ever seen in a hotel fitness center. Check this out. Not only can you pick from hot, ambient, room temperature, or cold water, but you can even select light sparkling or sparkling water. This is what makes this hotel 5 stars, man. Although not the biggest gym I've seen in a hotel, because of its floor-to-ceiling mirrors, it definitely makes it seem so. And at night, the windows facing outside look reflective like mirrors, but during the day, they're basically transparent windows. You can see straight outside to its magnificent pool area. The pool can be accessed on the same level, really close by through these double doors. The hours vary based, I think, on the daylight, because when I went, it was from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., but on the sign here, it says that it could be from 7 to 9 p.m. But anywho, once you go through these doors, you can see there are staff who will double check that you are able to access the pool and can hand you a towel. You see that there are actually lifeguards here for this 110-foot long rectangular pool, which I loved as a lap swimmer. Since once again it's on the same level as on the north deck, it is kind of in the middle of the building, so that you can still see other buildings towering in the distance, and then of course there's the lovely foliage all around. It is a heated pool, and when I was swimming in it, it was at 78 degrees Fahrenheit, which is very nice. The deepest point of the pool is 3 foot 6 inches, and it is mostly that depth all the way through, with the exception on the sides. At the very ends, there is step entry starting from 4 inches. And then running on both ends of the long sides of the pool, you can see there's additional ledge all the way down. So if you wanted to sit or lean against it, you are able to do so. Of course, this also means for lap swimming, there isn't a way to really flip turn, unfortunately. The feel of the pool, I mean, having swam in so many different pools, I can tell that there's a lot of thought that went into this design, even down to the type of material used for the pool deck. It's comfortable to walk barefoot and in hot weather without feeling like it's scalding hot. Or if you're not really an in the pool kind of person, more of a beside the pool person, there's plenty of lounge seating all around with umbrellas and towels already on unoccupied spaces. And on the far ends of either side of the pool, you are able to rent out cabanas if that's your thing. It looks like some have like sofa seating and others have high table seating, but each cabana seems to have a TV. No outside food is allowed, so if you want something, you have to order it to your place. There are some water fountains, however, on one end in a small open seating area right here. And yes, they do have a small jacuzzi located on the far left end. It's able to seat up to 8 people, but when I was there, I don't know, it just didn't look particularly great. And there is outdoor accessible restroom straight from the pool deck right here. And inside is as you expect with the other bathrooms we've seen. A lot of gold, a lot of black marble, nice individual stalls. After spending 6 days, 5 nights here, I thought the hotel itself was definitely very nice. I like that it had a simple layout. You won't get lost unlike other large hotels on the strip. It was clean, it had professional, responsive staff, and overall it's in a pretty good location and competitively priced for what it offered. The room itself, I had a little bit more mixed feelings about. You can check out my video on that. But if you're looking for a nice stay on the strip, away from the smoke though and hustle and bustle of other hotels like the Bellagio, Caesars, or Wynn's, I think this is a fantastic non-casino hotel option.